Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm in London. We're doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today: Always credit God for ideas He gives. Daniel 2 verse 19. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel sought the Lord when the decree went forth to slay all the wise men of the kingdom of Babylon, because they could not relate or interpret a dream that had gone from the king's mind. He demanded not only the interpretation of the dream, but the relation of the dream itself. The magicians were full of fear and trembling. They declared that the request of the king was something unreasonable and a test beyond that which they had ever been required of anyone. The king became furious, acted like all persons who have great power and uncontrollable passions. He decided that every one of them should be put to death, and as Daniel and his fellows were numbered with the wise men, they also were to share their fate. Daniel came before the king and pleaded for time to bring this matter before the supreme court of the universe, from whose decision there could be no appeal. When his request was granted, Daniel laid the whole matter before his companions who were united with him in worshipping the true God. The matter was carefully considered, and on their bended knees they pleaded that God would give them the power and the wisdom that alone would avail them in their great necessity. With contrition of heart they submitted their case to the great judge of the earth. It was all that they could do. Daniel prayed, I thank thee and I praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Daniel was imbued with the spirit of Jesus the Christ, and he pleaded that the wise men of Babylon should not be destroyed. The followers of Christ do not possess the attributes of Satan, which make it a pleasure to grieve and afflict the creatures of God. They have the spirit of their master, who said, I am come to seek and to save that which was lost. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. Then, in all humility of mind, Daniel acknowledges that the wisdom is not in him, but in the God of heaven, and that the vision has been revealed to him for the sake of God's servants, and that the king might know the thoughts of his heart. The title again: Always credit God for ideas He gives. So this is staying with Daniel, and it's basically talking about, if you know the story of Daniel when he's taken to Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar has a dream and he's disturbed by it. But when he's awoken and then he calls all his wise men in, he can't remember the dream. And so he says to them all, I'm disturbed by this dream, and you need to give me the meaning of it. So they say to him, well, what was the dream? Tell us what the dream was and we will interpret it. But then he said to them, I cannot remember the dream. So you must tell me what the dream was and then tell me what it meant. So this is where Daniel comes in. Daniel hears about this. Daniel prays to God with his friends. They all pray to God, and God gives Daniel what the dream was and also what the dream means. But the whole point of this title, always credit God for ideas he gives. When Arioch goes into the king saying, Daniel can interpret your dream, Daniel very quickly says, it's not myself that's able to do it, but my God has given me the information you need. So he very quickly gives the credit to God, so no credit is given to him. And it is what we should always remember. How many times do we say, I've had an idea, and we credit ourselves? When it's not us that have the idea is given to us. We are given an answer to something that's going on to solve that problem. And do we ever give that credit to God? I have quite a few times, because I think I recognized this very long time ago, but even so, we still say, I've had an idea. I. Always credit God for the ideas he gives.